Good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock on Monday, May 5th, 2025, and we will call this regular meeting of the Sault Ste. Marie City Commission to order. We have a roll call, please.
Mayor Gary.
Here.
Commissioner Bauer.
Here.
Commissioner Bospis Rath.
Here.
Commissioner Habusta.
Here.
Commissioner Marble.
Here.
Commissioner Rubenstein.
Here.
Commissioner Talentino.
Here.
All present. If we could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. So we'll move into item C, which is public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to reserve any time to speak on any of our agenda items? Seeing none, we'll move into item D, which is the consent agenda. Deputy City Manager Troyer.
Thank you, Mayor. Under the consent agenda, 1, approval of the City Commission meeting minutes of April 21st, 2025. Item 2, approval of the special City Commission meeting minutes of April 22nd, 2025. Item 3, acceptance of the Airport Advisory Board meeting minutes of March 13th. Item 4 is confirmation of mayoral appointment of Robin Hungerford to the Planning Commission. Item 5 is consideration of Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning Grant Award Amendment. Item 6 is consideration of a lease agreement for parking space at the Industrial Incubator with Amazon.com Services LLC on behalf of the Economic Development Corporation. And item 7 is approval of the consent agenda items as presented.
Thank you, Deputy City Manager. Would any commissioner like any of these items further explained or removed for individual consideration? Seeing none, Commissioner Bauer.
So moved, we approve tonight's consent agenda.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passed unanimously. Moving on to E, special orders of business. City Manager Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Up first for commission consideration is a public hearing and a request to approve or confirm the single lot assessment rolls, SL 1W-25. This particular item is all of the unpaid water and sewer invoices. These typically get rolled on to the property tax bill after notification to the property owners and a public hearing. So tonight we would look for the public hearing to commence, as well as a motion to confirm the single lot assessment rolls.
Thank you, City Manager. So we will open the public hearing on single lot assessment rolls SL 1W-25. Is there anybody in the audience that has any comments at this time? We will close the public hearing on single lot assessment rolls. Any questions or comments from commissioners?
I have a comment.
Sure, Commissioner Bauer.
This is the shortest list for single lot assessments I've ever seen in my entire life. What do we attribute that to, or do we even know?
Director Collins, you have any thoughts? What?
Good evening, Krishna.
We don't have any code enforcement on that
Oh,
because we're not rolling those. So that cut it in half by a lot. And then we're really making conscientious effort to stay on the water accounts. We were, for quite some time, we were not shutting water off for a while there. And we got back into that cycle. And I think now we're just kind of have everybody kind of where we want them to be in the water department.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other questions? Commissioner Marble, would you like to make that motion?
Thanks, Mayor. Motion to confirm single lot assessment roll SL-1W-25.
Support. Moved and supported. Any questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. So we'll move right down into item G, business items. Number 1, City Manager Chapman.
thank you, Mr. Mayor. Up next for commission consideration is a request to approve some of the proposed changes that came out of our budget hearings, as well as a motion to schedule the public hearing. So this is the second and last step for the budget process here. The commission went through the budget workshop 2 weeks ago now, 2 weeks ago. There's a couple of things that we did change in there, as depicted within the agenda item. So we look for a motion to accept the changes as well as a motion to schedule the public hearing for the budget.
Thank you, city manager. Does anybody have any questions on these? No speech from police or fire chief, excuse me?
He tried.
Mostly his changes, yeah. Who would like to make the Commissioner Bastos Rath?
Thank you, Mayor. Motion to accept changes to the 2025-2026 manager's recommendation budget proposed at the budget work session held on April 22nd, 2025.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion passed unanimously. Commissioner Bastos Rath.
Motion to schedule the public hearing for the 2025-2026 budget at the City Commission meeting, May 19th, 2025.
Is there support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Moving on to G, business items number 2, City Manager Chapman.
Thank you, Ms. Mayor. Up next for commission consideration is a request to purchase 36 feet of ductile iron pipe from Ferguson Waterworks for the DWSRF project we have going on. This project hasn't been bid out yet, but we know this is a critical piece of infrastructure that we need for the project. If we were to wait for the bids to be completed and a contractor to be selected, the contractor would then have to buy the pipe, which take about 3 to 4 months. So we're just getting ahead of it and purchasing the pipe up front. This is covered under the DWSRF funding that we've received. Within the contracts, when we do bid it out and when we sign a contract with the contractors, they'll know that we have the pipe up front and that's what they will use for that particular piece of project. So we look for a motion to award the bid to purchase 36 feet ductile iron pipe and fitting from Ferguson Waterworks for the low purchase price of $240,626.
Thank you, City Manager. Anybody have any questions or comments on this item? Commissioner Habusta.
Just a quick question, because I know the company who gets awarded this bid is going to make sure that this pipe, fits and works with our system. Do we have, assurances that what we order is exactly what we need, being that we're not a company that, is doing the work, but we are sure that this is exactly what we need before we spend the money on it?
Yeah, because the project's been all designed, so we know this is exactly what we need. So essentially, when we have a contract come in, they're gonna take our designs and they're gonna purchase and build as on the blueprint. So we know this is exactly what we need.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Commissioner Rubenstein.
Just a comment, this seems like really good foresight to not delay things, to be purchasing this now. Where did that come up in the process, or how did this come up that somebody knew to do this?
I kind of throw it to Director Tooze if he wants to make a comment on it.
Good evening.
Evening. So this came about after we had our ROV inspection of the intake this winter when the ice was still on, and we discovered that pipe was broken. The design was already done, and we reached out to a few of the contractors that are interested in the project, and it was kind of brought up that, well, this is specialty pipe. How long do you think this is going to make? So we reached out to a few of the manufacturer. McWane was one of them. American Pipe was another, and they basically told us that if you don't order this soon, you're not going to get it this year. So we kind of made the decision to try to get this moved up in the process so that we have it here in case that we're able to kick this off in this fall and get our intake repaired this fall.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you. Mr. Rubenstein, would you like to further that up with a motion?
Motion to award the bid of the purchase of 36-inch ductile iron pipe and fitting from Ferguson Waterworks for the purchase price of $240,626.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. In the same category, G, business items, number 3, City Manager Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Up next for commission consideration is a first reading and a request to schedule a second reading for May 19th, 2025, at the next city commission meeting. So this is a work product that came out of our housing readiness grant that we've secured through MISTA. This is a particular set of ordinances that allow us to utilize a planned unit development, which is a zoning tool. Excuse me. Which is a zoning tool that essentially allows us to take a geographic area and kind of create its own zoning regulation scheme for that particular area. So it's a handy tool when somebody wants to do a larger development or a smaller development, and maybe the geographic area doesn't quite fit into it, or they want to do something really spectacular, and they kind of want to go outside of the zoning arrangements that we currently have. They go through the PUD process. So essentially, they'll come up with their ideal dream project. It can be broken up into phases. It'll go through a review process that consists of the Plan Commission, I believe the ZBA as well, but the city, no, not the ZBA, but Plan Commission and City Commission as well. And once it's approved, those are the zoning regulations for that property. So it can be anything from lot setbacks to the character of particular buildings. Can be used for a lot of different things. So Director Freeman and I think this is a very exciting tool. We're excited to see this put on the books. And with such, we look for a motion to schedule the second reading for May 19th, 2025.
Thank you, City Manager. Anybody have any questions for City Manager or Planning Director Freeman? Seeing none, who would like to make this motion? Commissioner Talentino?
Thank you, Your Honor. Motion to approve the first reading of the included ordinance and schedule the second reading for the May 19th, 2025 City Commission meeting.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Moving along through the agenda, H, City Manager announcements and updates. City Manager Chapman.
Just a couple of things, not necessarily a reminder, because we just went through the asset management workshop, but more so, just like the workshop we had tonight on a particular topic, through the variety of different associations that we have through local government, we can have workshops on any kind of topics. We can usually bring somebody in for it. So I guess if the commission has any other topics that they would want a presentation on or a workshop on, you can shoot me an email or get a hold of me, and we'd be happy to schedule that. I'm sure we could find a speaker on any given topic that'll kind of bring some education to the commission if you so choose to. So I'm just kind of putting that out there. And then a few of the commissioners have asked about social districts for the downtown area. The DDA is working on a social district. They've got a couple of plans drawn up, started with one of the staff members before she left. They're just kind of picking up the pieces there, but the management plan, the district's in place, or ready to be taken up for consideration. There's just a couple other little bullet points that they got to figure out, but that's going to go back to the not plan commission, the DDA, go back to the DDA at their next meeting here in a couple of weeks, and then hopefully come up to the city commission during one of the meetings in June for implementation, hopefully this summer. So just as an FYI. Other than that, nothing else.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody have any questions on City Manager announcements or updates? Move into item I, which is matters presented by the public. Anybody in the audience that would like to be public? Moving on into item J, matters presented by the City Commission. Commissioners. Commissioner Bauer.
Just a quick anecdote in regards to a topic that often comes up here, and that is with the parking app. Because we have, a lot of people, generally our older constituents who say, I don't I don't like to download apps on my phone, et cetera, et cetera. And then, we have a lot of other people on the other side who say, oh, no, I love the app because they're so easy, and et cetera, et cetera. And I never downloaded the app until I went to the Chippewa County Health Department and needed to park. And the only parking was in Oak Alley. There was one space, and I went to plug the meter, but there was no meter. I had to download the app. So I was forced to download the app. And it actually took me longer to download that app than I was actually parked in that space. I made a comment to that at the Chippewa County Health Department when I was there paying my annual license fee for running a restaurant. But I can understand where people, I don't know if I'm on the older end or if I'm on the younger end. The AARP would tell you that I'm on the older end, but when I'm at St. Mary's Church or at Music in the Park, those people would probably tell you I'm in the younger end. So, I don't know. I would call myself maybe Midland. I like to think so, maybe not. But anyway, and that was my personal experience with downloading the mobile parking app at a moment when I needed to. Because I was on the fly, I did not want to take, a year to park my car and get in and do the things I needed to do. But, that's basically my anecdote about my experience with downloading the parking app. Take that for what it's worth.
Maybe upgrade your flip phone.
Hey, man,
Good point. I know, I'm kidding.
I have an
I saw it sitting there.
iPhone 15 Pro. I know it's not like the latest, but it's pretty new.
Good comments. Anybody else? Commissioner Habusta.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a question for the city manager, and then I have a comment as well. My question is, several months ago, Kevin Kelchak from My Michigan Medical Center, Sue, came and presented about parking garage potential. And I'm just wondering where the city administration is in the process of that.
We've had some small discussions. I think you'll follow up later on this week.
All right, thank you. And then I do want to take just a moment to congratulate the 347 graduates of Lake Superior State University this past Saturday. A beautiful ceremony was held thanks to campus-wide collaboration from many departments who make that wonderful event possible. A special thank you to Austin Lowe's, chairman of the Sioux Tribe of Chippewa Indians, who was our commencement speaker for this year's graduation. So once again, congratulations, Lake State graduates.
Great comments. Thanks. Commissioner Rubenstein.
Just to kind of go along with the parking garage comment from Commissioner Habusa, if there's going to be more information later on this week, is it worth getting some type of small committee together to maybe take a look at things before it comes to us as the commission as a whole? I know we're running up against time with it, so just a thought or a comment. And when do you expect that to be coming in front of the commission as a whole?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'll follow up with you guys later on this week.
Thanks, Commissioner. We used to have, what was it called, Robin? Creed? Something about real estate acquisition, and there was a committee that, I don't know if it was something it was Mayor Pro Tem, and I think there were 3 people on it.
Correct.
Maybe we could look at
if
that. I
it-
can't remember what
yeah, we
that committee
can
was.
Take a look at
If it's
it.
still
I know there
standing.
was a small committee for the sale of the golf course. I don't know if that is the committee that is
It was a different one,
referencing,
yeah.
or,
We had one that always worked with city manager on acquisition and disposition of property, city property. Remember that?
I remember Creed.
Yeah. It was a weird name, but.
I can pull information up for the commission if
Yeah,
they
you can,
desire.
thank you. Commissioner Talentino.
Just a constituent reminder, spring's here, black bears are awake. There is some issues up in the Shallows area, Sherman Park Drive area. Try not to put your trash out the night before. I took a little run this morning, and there was a lot of trash cans destroyed this morning. They're showing up on Ring cameras, so just be aware of it. They're not warm and cuddly.
They're are hungry. Good point. Commissioner Fospes Rath.
Just wanted to say Happy Mother's Day this Sunday to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day, so we won't be meeting before then, so Happy Mother's Day.
Good comments. Anybody else? Commissioner Bauer.
Your Honor, so moved, we adjourn this meeting.